Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm James.
And I'm Mary. We are so happy you're here today.
Whether you've been with us since episode 1 or this is genuinely the very first time you're clicking on one of our videos, welcome, truly. You picked a good day to join us.
We say that every episode, but honestly, we mean it every single time.
We do. So here's quickly how this works, in case you're new. Every episode, Mary and I have a real, natural conversation in clear, simple English, and along the way, we teach you idioms and expressions that native speakers actually use every single day, not the stiff, robotic sentences you find in old textbooks.
No boring grammar lectures here, no long, confusing rules, just two friends talking, laughing sometimes, and you learning naturally in the background, almost without noticing it's happening.
That's actually the best way to learn a language, in my opinion. Not memorizing lists, but hearing real conversation again and again until it becomes part of you.
Completely agree. And today's episode, James, is a special mix, isn't it?
It really is. We're combining two topics people don't usually put together: body language secrets and English idioms. 6 tricks for becoming more likable and confident, and 6 brand new expressions that go perfectly with each one.
I love that combination already. 2 lessons in one episode, that's such good value for our listeners.
Exactly. And by the end, you're going to walk away with practical social skills and 6 idioms you can start using in real conversations starting today.
All right, I'm genuinely excited. Let's get into it.
Mary, I want to take you back in time for a second. The year is 1960. There's a televised debate happening between 2 men running for president of the United States.
Okay, I'm picturing it. Old black and white television, very serious atmosphere.
Exactly that. And one of these 2 men, during the entire debate, kept touching his eyebrows, looking away from the camera, shifting nervously the whole time.
Oh no, that already sounds like it wouldn't leave a great impression.
It didn't. He lost the election. And here's the surprising part. Many political experts years later said his body language was a huge reason why. Not his ideas, not his policies. His hands and his eyes.
Wow, so how someone moves and behaves can genuinely be more powerful than what they actually say.
That's exactly the lesson hiding inside this story. And here's the connection for today's episode, Mary. That exact same idea, staying calm, confident, and aware of your body, it connects perfectly to specific English idioms, expressions nobody really teaches you in a classroom, but that will instantly make you sound more natural and more confident when you speak.
Okay, I love a 2-in-1 episode like this. Body language lessons and real English idioms together.
6 tricks, 6 idioms, and by the end of this video, you'll have all 12 in your pocket, ready to use.
All right, everyone, let's not waste any more time. Let's go.
Let's go back to that debate story for a moment, Mary, because I want to explain exactly what was happening with his body language. The word for it is fidget. F-I-D-G-E-T. Fidget.
Fidget. Okay, let's break that down. What does it actually mean?
To fidget means to make small, nervous, repeated movements, touching your face, playing with your hair, tapping your fingers, looking away and then back again and again.
Oh, I think I do this constantly when I'm nervous, actually. I touch my earrings or I play with a pen.
Everyone does it a little, honestly. It's a completely human reaction. But here is the problem, and this is the part body language experts really focus on. Subconsciously, meaning without even realizing it, people connect fidgeting with a lack of confidence, sometimes even with dishonesty.
Wait, dishonesty? That seems like a big jump from just being a little nervous.
It does sound extreme, but here's the reasoning. When people lie or feel very uncomfortable, their body language often changes in small, specific ways, touching the neck, the face, avoiding eye contact, then looking back suddenly. So when someone sees a lot of fidgeting, their brain quietly picks up on that pattern, even if the person isn't actually lying at all.
That's fascinating and a little unfair, honestly. Someone could just be nervous, not dishonest, but still get judged that way.
Exactly. And that's an important point to make. These signals aren't perfectly accurate. They're just patterns our brains have learned to notice. But because of that pattern, fidgeting still creates a negative impression, whether it's fair or not.
So what's the actual fix here? Because I don't think the answer is standing completely still like a statue.
No, definitely not. That would look even stranger. The goal isn't zero movement, it's calm, intentional movement. Steady eye contact, relaxed hands, no repeated nervous habits.
Okay, that makes much more sense. Controlled, not frozen.
Exactly. Now here's where this connects to today's idiom, Mary. Put your best foot forward.
Put your best foot forward. Let's say it slowly together. Put your best foot forward.
Before I explain it, take a guess. Just from the words themselves, what do you think it might mean?
Put your best foot forward. Sounds like starting with your strongest side, maybe trying your hardest right at the beginning of something?
Mary, you hit that one perfectly. It means to make the best possible impression, especially at the beginning of something important. A job interview, a first date, a big presentation, meeting new people.
Ugh, I love that. And it makes complete sense with the fidgeting lesson, doesn't it? Because part of putting your best foot forward is controlling your nervous habits.
That's exactly the bridge I wanted to build. If you're fidgeting through an entire interview, you're not putting your best foot forward. Your nervous body language is actually working against everything you're trying to say.
That's such a clear connection. Can we practice using it in a few different situations?
Absolutely. Let's do a few examples. Imagine you have a job interview tomorrow morning.
I want to put my best foot forward, so tonight I'm going to practice staying calm and keeping steady eye contact.
Perfect. Now imagine a slightly different situation, meeting your partner's parents for the very first time.
Meeting his parents for the first time is nerve-wracking, but I really want to put my best foot forward.
Excellent. And one more. Imagine starting a brand new job on your very first day.
On my first day at a new job, I always try to put my best foot forward by arriving early and smiling a lot.
Beautifully done. 3 completely different situations, same powerful idiom. Let's repeat it together one more time. Everyone listening, say it with us. Put your best foot forward.
Put your best foot forward. I genuinely feel more confident just saying that phrase out loud.
Trick number 2, Mary, and I think a lot of our listeners are going to recognize themselves in this one. When you meet someone, especially for the first or second time, don't start the conversation with your problems, your complaints, your tragedies.
Oh, I definitely know people who do this. You ask, "How are you?" and you get a full 10-minute story about everything going wrong in their life.
Exactly that. And here's the interesting psychology behind it. Many people think sharing problems early creates a fast emotional bond, like they're being vulnerable and honest right away.
Right. It feels like you're being real with someone, opening up quickly.
But actually, it usually backfires. Because when you listen to someone's negative conversation, especially early in a relationship, you start to feel negative too. And subconsciously, your brain connects that person with that heavy, uncomfortable feeling.
Oh, that's such an important point. So even if the person didn't mean to make you feel bad, you still associate them with negativity afterward.
Exactly. And there's actually a second layer to this problem too. If someone shares very negative, very personal information in the first conversation, the other person often starts thinking, if this is what they're sharing now, what's coming later?
That's a little unsettling, honestly, like a warning sign about future conversations.
Right. So the safer, smarter path, at least early on, is talking about goals, dreams, passions, things that make both people feel good and energized.
So it's not about being fake or hiding your problems forever. It's about timing.
Exactly. Timing and trust need to build first. Now, here's where this connects perfectly to today's idiom, Mary. Break the ice.
Break the ice. I've definitely heard this idiom before, but let's actually break it down. What does ice have to do with meeting someone new?
Great question. And there's a really interesting history here. Long ago, ships traveling through frozen waters would sometimes get completely stuck. Other ships, called icebreakers, had to literally break through the ice to help them move forward again.
Oh, that's such a vivid image. A huge ship breaking through solid ice just to help another ship continue on its journey.
Exactly. And over time, that image turned into a phrase for something completely different, but with a similar feeling. Breaking the ice means making the first move to relax an awkward or tense social situation, especially with someone new.
So, just like the ship needed something to break through and create movement, a conversation sometimes needs something to break through the initial silence and awkwardness.
Perfectly explained. And here's the direct connection to trick two, Mary. A good icebreaker is almost always positive, light, and easy, never a complaint or a heavy topic.
Right, so instead of saying something like, this weather is absolutely terrible, I hate it, which is negative right from the start.
A much better icebreaker might be something like, I love this place. Have you been here before? Light, positive, and it invites the other person to respond easily.
That's such a small difference in words, but it completely changes the entire feeling of the interaction.
Let's practice a few different situations, Mary. Imagine we just met at a friend's party and there's a moment of silence between us.
Hi, I don't think we've officially met yet. I just wanted to break the ice and say hello properly.
Perfect use. Now imagine a slightly more professional situation, the beginning of a work meeting with new colleagues.
Before we start the meeting, I just wanted to break the ice, so has everyone had a good week so far?
Excellent. Very natural in a workplace setting, too. One more example. Imagine sitting next to a stranger on a long flight.
I decided to break the ice and asked the person next to me where they were traveling to.
Beautifully done. 3 completely different contexts, same natural idiom. Let's repeat it together, everyone listening. Break the ice.
Break the ice. Honestly, I think this might be one of the most useful phrases from today's entire episode.
Trick number 3, and I genuinely love this one, Mary. The idea is simple but powerful. Just because you have one interest doesn't mean you should ignore everything else in the world.
Can you give an example of what that actually looks like in real life?
Sure. Imagine you love books. You read constantly, it's your passion. That doesn't mean every single time you meet someone you should only talk about books. And if your friend loves hockey and you know absolutely nothing about it, that doesn't mean you should ignore the topic completely when they bring it up.
Right, because most people naturally tune out when a topic isn't their personal interest.
Exactly. That's the normal human tendency. But here's the problem with that approach. Imagine you're in a business setting and suddenly you're talking to someone who's passionate about hockey, but you have zero knowledge about it at all.
Oh, that could get awkward quickly, especially if it's an important professional relationship.
Exactly. And it might even cost you an opportunity, a deal, a connection, simply because you couldn't hold a basic conversation about their interest. So the lesson here is, try to build at least a little bit of knowledge across many different fields, not just your own passion.
So the goal isn't becoming an expert in everything, just having enough knowledge to connect with almost anyone.
Precisely. And there's a perfect idiom for exactly this kind of person, Mary. Jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades. I've definitely heard this phrase before, but I'm not 100% sure of the exact meaning.
Let's break it down together. A jack here means a skill, a job, or an area of expertise. So a jack of all trades is someone who knows a little bit about many different skills or subjects, rather than being a deep expert in just one specific area.
Oh, so it's basically describing exactly the kind of person Trick 3 is talking about. Someone with broad, general knowledge.
Exactly the connection I wanted to make. And here's something genuinely interesting about the history of this phrase, Mary. The full original saying was actually jack of all trades, master of none. And that used to carry a slightly negative meaning.
Wait, negative? That surprises me because today it sounds more like a compliment when people say it.
It really is surprising. Originally, it suggested someone who dabbles in many things but never becomes truly excellent at any single one of them, almost a criticism of someone spreading themselves too thin.
So the meaning has actually softened and changed over time.
Exactly. And today, most people use the shorter version, just jack of all trades, in a warm, admiring way, praising someone's wide range of knowledge and adaptability.
That's such an interesting shift. Language really does evolve over generations.
It really does. Let's practice using it in a few situations. Imagine your friend can cook well, fix a car engine, and also speak 3 different languages fluently.
Wow, you're such a jack of all trades. Is there anything you can't do?
Perfect example. And notice how naturally it works as a genuine compliment there. Let's try another one. Imagine describing a coworker who handles marketing, accounting, and customer service all by herself.
Honestly, she's a total jack of all trades at that company. She does everything.
Excellent. Very natural in a workplace context. One more example. Imagine talking about yourself, someone who dabbles in painting, gardening, and playing guitar, but isn't a professional at any of them.
I guess I'm more of a jack of all trades than a true expert in anything specific.
Beautifully done. And that example actually shows the original's slightly humble meaning too. Let's repeat the idiom together, everyone listening. Jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades. Honestly, after today's episode, I want to become one of those, at least when it comes to conversation topics.
Trick number 4 is genuinely one of my favorite stories in this entire book, Mary. There's a story about a woman named Nancy who worked in an old age home taking care of elderly residents.
Oh, that's such meaningful work, but I imagine it comes with its own unique challenges.
It really does, and Nancy had one specific challenge. There was a resident, an older woman named Mrs. Otis, who was strict, unfriendly, and simply refused to talk to almost anyone.
Oh no, that sounds genuinely difficult, especially if Nancy's job depended on building a relationship with her.
Exactly, and Nancy tried her best. One day, she attempted some simple small talk. She mentioned the weather, saying something like, "The rain isn't improving at all, and it's really bothering me, isn't it, Mrs. Otis?"
That seems like a completely normal, harmless comment to make.
You'd think so, but Mrs. Otis snapped back with an annoyed face. "Rain is good for plants," and then interrupted Nancy before she could even continue the conversation.
Oh, that's such a cold response. Most people would probably just give up completely after that.
That's exactly what Nancy did initially. She felt rejected and simply stopped trying. But here's where the lesson becomes so powerful. Nancy eventually described this exact interaction to the author of the book, and the author noticed something Nancy had completely missed.
Let me guess. It was that one specific word, plants.
Exactly right, Mary. The author suggested Nancy go back the very next day and simply ask Mrs. Otis directly, "Do you like plants?"
That seems like such a small, simple question, but I have a feeling it changed everything.
It completely changed everything. It turned out Mrs. Otis absolutely loved plants and gardening, and she had even been married to a professional gardener earlier in her life. After that single question, Mrs. Otis started talking to Nancy constantly, and Nancy joked that she didn't even know how to get her to stop talking anymore.
That's such a beautiful transformation, from complete silence to nonstop conversation just from one small clue.
Exactly. And that's the entire lesson behind being a word detective. It means listening carefully, attentively to someone's sentences, catching small hidden clues about their real interests, even when they don't directly say, "I love this topic."
So the skill isn't really about talking more, it's about listening more carefully than usual.
Precisely. And this connects beautifully to today's idiom, Mary. Read between the lines.
Read between the lines. So this is about understanding something that isn't directly stated out loud?
Exactly right. It means to understand the real hidden meaning behind someone's words, not just the literal words themselves, similar to reading the empty space between lines of text on a page.
So Nancy essentially read between the lines of that one short sentence about plants and discovered Mrs. Otis's genuine passion hidden inside it.
Perfectly connected. That's exactly the skill in action. Let's practice using this idiom in a few situations. Imagine your friend says, "I guess I could come to your party if nothing else comes up."
If I read between the lines there, that honestly sounds like they don't really want to come at all.
Excellent example. Very accurate reading of that hidden meaning. Let's try another one. Imagine your boss says, "Your work is fine, I suppose. Nothing to really complain about."
Reading between the lines, that doesn't actually sound like genuine praise, more like a hidden warning.
Exactly. Very perceptive. One more example. Imagine a friend texts you, "Sure, we can hang out sometime. Whenever works, I guess."
If I read between the lines on that message, it feels like they're not particularly excited about the idea.
Beautifully done. 3 completely different situations, same valuable skill. Let's repeat the idiom together, everyone listening. Read between the lines.
Read between the lines. I'm definitely going to start listening much more carefully after hearing Nancy's story today.
Trick number 5, Mary, and the author has such a clever way of naming this one. He calls it communication. Notice that word hidden right inside the bigger word, communication. You.
Oh, that's genuinely clever. I never once noticed that you was hiding inside that word until you just pointed it out.
Right. And it's not just a fun wordplay trick. There's real psychology behind it. Since childhood, humans are naturally self-centered, meaning we automatically relate almost everything back to ourselves. Whenever we receive new information, our brain's first instinct is usually, what does this mean for me? Will this benefit me or cost me something?
Honestly, that's very relatable. Even right now, listening to this episode, some small part of my brain is thinking, okay, but how does this actually help me?
Exactly. And that's completely normal. It's simply human nature. So here's a practical example of how this plays out badly in conversation. Imagine asking a colleague, will you come with me to a new Chinese restaurant nearby? It's really nice.
Okay, that sounds like a perfectly normal, friendly invitation to me.
It sounds normal, but here's what's actually happening inside the other person's mind. They start silently thinking, I don't know if the atmosphere is good. Will I actually like the food? Is this going to be worth my time? All these self-focused questions create hesitation.
Oh, I see it now. So many small uncertainties pile up in their head before they even answer you.
Exactly. And that hesitation often leads to a no or, at best, a reluctant maybe. But now compare that to a different phrasing. Hey, there's a new Chinese restaurant nearby. You're going to love it. Want to come?
That instantly feels different. It removes most of their uncertainty because you're already reassuring them that they'll enjoy it.
Precisely. You've shifted the entire focus from me to you, and that small shift dramatically increases the chances of a genuine, enthusiastic yes. And this exact concept connects beautifully to today's idiom, Mary. It takes two to tango.
It takes two to tango. I love how that phrase sounds. But what does it actually mean?
The tango, as you probably know, is a passionate dance that absolutely requires two people moving together in perfect sync. Neither person can do it completely alone. So the idiom means certain situations simply cannot happen or cannot be blamed on just one person. Both sides need to participate.
Oh, so good communication is essentially the exact same principle, isn't it? It genuinely takes two engaged people, not just one person talking endlessly about themselves.
Exactly the connection I wanted to build. If you only focus on yourself constantly, me, the entire conversation starts feeling one-sided and exhausting for the other person. And remember, it takes two to tango means both sides need to bring effort and engagement.
That makes so much sense now. Let's practice using it in a few different situations.
Absolutely. Imagine two coworkers are constantly arguing and blaming each other for a failed project.
Well, it takes two to tango, so realistically, they're probably both a little responsible for what went wrong.
Perfect example, especially for describing shared responsibility in a conflict. Let's try another one. Imagine a friend complaining that their relationship completely fell apart, blaming only their partner.
I understand you're upset, but honestly, it takes two to tango. Relationships rarely fail because of just one person.
Excellent. Very balanced perspective there. One more example. Imagine a successful business partnership between two founders.
Their company became so successful because they both worked incredibly hard together. It really does take two to tango.
Beautifully done. And that last example shows the idiom can describe positive teamwork too, not just conflict. Let's repeat it together, everyone listening. It takes two to tango.
It takes two to tango. Such a fun, memorable way to talk about shared responsibility and real teamwork.
Okay, everyone. We've covered so much ground today, so let's take a moment and review everything together, both the body language tricks and the idioms that go with each one.
Great idea. Let's go through them one by one, slowly, so everything really sticks in your memory.
Trick number 1, limit the fidget. Stay calm and steady instead of nervous. Avoid touching your face or looking away repeatedly. And the idiom that goes with it, put your best foot forward, meaning to make the best possible impression, especially at the start of something important.
Trick number 2, always come out positive. Avoid complaints and heavy topics early in a new conversation. Focus on goals and happy subjects instead. And our idiom, break the ice, meaning to make the first move to relax an awkward or tense situation.
Trick number 3, be a modern-day Renaissance man. Try to know a little bit about many different topics, not just your own personal interests. And the idiom, jack of all trades, describing someone with wide general knowledge across many different areas.
Trick number 4, be a word detective. Listen carefully and attentively for small hidden clues in what someone says, just like Nancy did with Mrs. Otis and her love of plants. And our idiom, read between the lines, meaning to understand the real, hidden meaning behind someone's words.
Trick number 5, it's you, not me. Focus your conversation and questions on the other person, instead of centering everything around yourself. And the idiom, it takes two to tango, meaning both people share responsibility, whether in conflict or in teamwork.
And finally, trick number 6, ignore the bloopers. Let small mistakes, yours or someone else's, pass without comment or reaction, exactly like those CFOs did with the potato. And our final idiom, let it slide, meaning to allow a small mistake to go unpunished and unmentioned.
6 tricks, 6 idioms, and honestly, Mary, when you look at them together like this, they fit together so naturally.
They really do. Each body language lesson almost perfectly explains the emotional idea behind its matching idiom.
So, here's a challenge for you, and we genuinely love reading these every single time. Pick 2 idioms from today's episode, any 2, and write a short paragraph using both of them together. Just 2 or 3 sentences is perfectly enough.
Let me give you a quick example, just so it's clear. At the job interview, I really wanted to put my best foot forward, so I tried to break the ice early with a friendly comment about the office. It seemed to work, because the interviewer relaxed almost immediately. See? 2 idioms, 1 small, natural story.
Write your own version in the comments below. We read every single one, every time, without exception.
And tell us honestly, out of all 6 idioms today, which one do you think you'll actually use first this week?
Mary, we've covered 6 tricks and 6 idioms today, but I want to be honest with everyone listening. This book has 85 tricks total. We've barely scratched the surface.
Wait, 85? We've only covered 6, and this episode already felt so rich and full of useful lessons.
Exactly, which means there's an enormous amount of material left, more body language secrets, and definitely many more natural English idioms waiting to be paired with them.
That sounds like more than enough reason to come back for another episode very soon.
So if you don't want to miss it, you already know exactly what to do.
Subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we will absolutely see you in the next one.
Put your best foot forward, break the ice with confidence, and let your small mistakes slide.
Your English is better than you think. See you next time, everyone.